Evo, dobra večer svima i dobrodošli na još jedan webinar u ciklusu eTwinning over the border. Ja sam Alenka Miljević, vanjska suradnica Agencije za mobilnost i programe Europske unije kao ambasadorica eTwinninga, a sa mnom večeras u društvu je
Anita Šimac.
moja draga kolegica, također ambasadorica eTwinninga.
Dobar dan i dobro nam došli. Samo ću vas zamoliti da ne preuzimate kontrolu, da ne dirate ekran ako je moguće. Dozvolila sam svima trenutno pristup pa da naša gošća može podijeliti svoj ekran.
Evo nekoliko samo ovih praktičnih informacija na početku. Dakle, ako se slučajno niste uspjeli registrirati u sustavu EMA, radi potvrde molimo vas da nam napišete u chatu ime i prezime i vašu škole HR adresu. Isto tako, ako ste iz regije i razumijete nas, odnosno iz inozemstva, možete ostaviti svoje ime i prezime i također mail adresu na koju ćemo vam naknadno poslati potvrdu o sudjelovanju ako vam ona treba. Dakle, posebne nekakve liste za potpis nemamo, zato što sustav Teams, sama aplikacija zapravo će nam na kraju dati izvješće o vašem sudjelovanju s vašim imenima i prezimenima, ali eto, trebaju nam škole HR adrese i čisto da znamo koga imamo u EMI za potvrde, a koga ne. Na kraju ćemo vam podijeliti poveznicu za evaluaciju, a u međuvremenu vam želimo evo da uživate u večerašnjem webinaru sa našom gošćom iz Italije. And now, Anita, please say a few introductory words to our friends from abroad who don't understand Croatian. Thank you.
Thank you, Alenka, and a warm welcome to all of our guests from Croatia and from across the border. This series of webinars started last week, and I have to say there was a lot of positive feedback. So both Alenka and I are very happy to be with you all today. We have a special guest today from Italy, Mariapia Borghesan. That's my best Italian accent, Mariapia. So a warm welcome to you, and thank you for agreeing to spend the next hour with all of us. There are quite a few people that registered today to join us, and I'm sure throughout the next hour there'll be a lot more colleagues joining the webinar. Before Mariapia starts her presentation, I'd just like to read a short biography about her, and just to say a few words from myself, because the two of us have known each other for quite a few years now, and have participated in various projects that combine STEM and I'd say ecology, which are both passions of ours. So we have cooperated quite a bit through eTwinning as a platform, but also on Scientix. So these are just a few introductory words about our special guest this evening. So Mariapia lives in the north east of Italy, about 1 hour from Verona and Venice, so that's a lovely part of Italy. She has a master's degree in natural science and a great passion for teaching, learning, reading and traveling. She teaches maths and science in a lower secondary school with students between the ages of 11 and 14. It's a small rural school, but in this day and age, there are no obstacles when it comes to eTwinning and connecting with the world beyond the four walls of our classroom. So thanks to technology, there's a lot of projects and collaboration going on with the classes that Mariapia teaches. She's been teaching for more than 30 years. It's very hard to believe that it's been that long, because she's a very youthful lady. I'm sure everyone will agree. And she joined eTwinning in 2013 and became an ambassador 5 years ago. She's received several awards, both the national, European and European prizes as well. She's been a scientific ambassador since 2016, so the same as me. We joined the same year, and as all of us here are teachers who have a passion for learning and collaborating. Mariapia loves to meet new teachers, exchange ideas, good practice, and have fun while doing this as well, because when there is that dose of fun in each project, learning is much more enjoyable, not only for the students but also for us as well when it's enjoyable. Her favorite topics are the environment, which I mentioned before, hands-on activities, and innovative ways of teaching, which kind of also connects with the eTwinning theme of innovation this spring. Apart from eTwinning, she's been involved in many large pilot programs and projects, such as the Open Schools for Open Societies, GoLab and the Next Lab, the Teachers Climate Change Forum, and now the Seismo Lab, which I must admit I haven't heard of before. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about that. I don't know really what else to say. I'm sure I could go on for quite a bit longer, but I've seen your presentation. There's a lot of information I know that you'll be sharing with us, so I'm looking forward very much to that. Alenka and I will give you the floor now, and you can share your screen, but maybe in about 20 or 25 minutes, we can have a break and ask some questions if there are any in the chat. Maybe Alenka and I will have a few questions to ask you, just maybe things that intrigue us throughout your presentation, and then we'll leave a little bit of time towards the end, just if there are any more questions. So I think you are able to share the screen, and please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anita, I'm really happy to have this opportunity to stay with you and to share some ideas. I joined the past webinar last week. I was impressed because the teacher gave us a lot of information, suggestions, and so on. And she has really fluent English, so I'm a bit scared because I'm not so fluent in English, you have to admit. And my English is not so perfect, but I teach math and science. I'm not an English teacher. So I would like to underline my point of view for eTwinning. eTwinning is not only for English or languages teacher, eTwinning is for all, like the school. And you made really a great presentation. Thank you very much. And I'm going to have with you just a moment to share ideas, practices. I'm not going to give you a lessons. I'd like to have a few times together and to share also enthusiasm for this project. I imagine that you will be all eTwinners, so maybe you can understand me and you can believe me when I talk about enthusiasm. So Anita said all about me, so I go on. And the beginning was in 1913, so it is almost 10 years in eTwinning. And
sorry to interrupt, Mariapia. I think somebody has their microphone on. If they could just turn it off, please.
There is a sound.
Kolegica Sandra Jančić, ne mogu nikako isključiti, nažalost. Ja ne mogu, pa molimo da isključite mikrofon. Kolegica Sandra Jančić.
I will try to turn off the microphone as well. but it's not a, here we go. There we go, all done.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead, Mariapia.
I think it's okay.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know eTwinning before. It was my head teacher that suggested me this opportunity, and I have to be grateful, really grateful to her for this opportunity. When I tried to enter in eTwinning, I was alone, and it was not easy for me to understand how eTwinning works. And I was alone in my school. I didn't know about eTwinning Ambassador and something similar, but I didn't give up, and I was happy because I discovered a wonderful world. And as I usually say, I'm in love with this wonderful world. And before talking about what eTwinning means for me, I would like to know what eTwinning is for you. So if you like, you can go to this link, www.menti.com, or you can scan the QR code and you can try to write down a word or just a few words that is what eTwinning is for you. So we can have your opinion. I think today I'm going to learn something from the other colleagues also.
Could you maybe put the link in the chat if it's easier for you? Thank you.
Yes, so I'm going to do chat. Just a moment. Copy. Copia collegamento. Chat. Here in the chat. Okay.
Yes, thank you. It's there.
I put the QR code also. And try to share the result. Do you see the result?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, opportunity, collaboration, cooperation, sense of community, of course, curiosity and new knowledge, discovery, innovation, connecting, such a beautiful word. English in a real life, of course, lifestyle, collaboration, teamwork, learning, yes. Great. I think we can move on. If you agree, Anita. Oh, there are also something else arriving. There is also something else. Learning, of course, learning.
I would say learning for everyone. Both
yes,
for teachers and students.
Yes. Learning for everyone, not only for the student, but also for the teacher, of course.
Yes. I've learned so much in eTwinning from my partners and colleagues, and now dear friends, of course.
I agree with you. I agree with you. So I change these and I share the other screen. I turn to my presentation. And okay. Okay, what is eTwinning for me? Collaboration. Collaboration is a word that I saw before. What I mean with collaboration is a collaboration between teachers, partners, but is also collaboration with students, students in the same classroom, but also students in international teams, and also sometimes collaboration between students and teachers. I have experienced sometimes the collaboration with my students because they suggested me ideas for our project. They suggest me how to run up some activities, and also sometimes helps me to fix some technical issue during the video conference and so on. You know, I'm an old teacher. Students are not digital native people, so they are skilled in in technical issues sometimes, and I have to admit that they help me. So collaboration all over between peers, students and teachers. Another aspect that I like is the personal development. I have the opportunity to learn a lot of things. During a webinar, during workshop, during learning event, but above all during the project, because we learn from other teachers and we learn how to use new apps, how to introduce some topics, how to teach some aspect, how to overcome some problem. It's how can I say, a lifelong learning. It's a continuous development that you have. Every day you are involved in eTwinning, you learn something new. And you share idea and you learn. Today I'm going to learn something new from you. And it's great, it's fantastic, I think. And another aspect, innovation. The same topic change if you use eTwinning, because there is another point of view, there is another way to teach, there is a different environment, a different use of apps and so on. So innovation is the core of eTwinning. You must be innovative if you are an eTwinner. It's compulsory to be innovative, and this innovation is important for the teachers that feel not it feels how can I say in English? It is important because you discover new things, new ways. So even if it is a lot of time that you are teacher, as I am, it is not boring because you learn something new and you learn something new in the way of teaching the same topic. You know, I teach the same topic for 30 years is a very long time, but innovation give me the possibility to be a better teacher, to motivate my students to do something new, and so to be more involved in my work and to be happy to what I do every day in the classroom. And another aspect, motivation. If my colleagues can do something, maybe I can do something. Even if I think, oh, this is too hard for me. Okay, but my colleagues, my partner is doing this with their students. She is doing this with her colleagues. Well, maybe I will do the same. I can do it. So it is motivating, but it is motivating also for the students because they can do something new. They see that the schoolmates, the other students in the other team can do something, and so they also can try, and they have the motivation to overcome the difficulties and to try to arrive and to do something new. And it is great. Another thing, it is important, of course, recognition. During the twinning project, we have a lot of work. We spent time, we were involved, we have video conference with teachers, we prepare materials. And so I think it is nice at the end to have the opportunity to be recognized for the work we've done. In Italy, we have not recognition in terms of money, no, and neither in terms of career. But we have the national quality label, the European quality label. We have also the European prize. So it's not money, but it's not money important. We are not doing this for money. We are doing this because we love to do this, because we think this is important for our students, for our teaching. So the recognition is important. At the end of a good project is nice to receive. I have also made very bad project at the beginning, you have to admit, and I didn't ask for the quality label. Of course, I tried several times before I reached the level for the quality label, I have to admit. And there is another aspect that I really love in eTwinning is the possibility to meet new friends. I put down some picture of friends. It's not all my friends, my eTwinner friends. There were no place to put all the photos, but it's really important. I think we have the possibility to find a community, to find friends. It is important for our teaching, for our personal development. Of course, this is really important, but sometimes we need also a friend. We need also someone that helps us to overcome a problem, that suggests us how to carry on a project, how to deal with some situation. We need something more than an expert teacher. As I know, we need a friend. And in this, eTwinning is really important. I met really new friends, and I'm very grateful to eTwinning for this. And now I would like to talk to you about some of my projects. I choose only a few projects. One of every project has some special aspect, and that's why I choose it. Of course, my favorite project, the first, is the project that win the European prize. The project title is I'm in love with the green earth. You know, environment is one of my favorite topics. So this is one of these projects related with the topic. And a part of the prize, this project was important because we have really a very nice collaboration between partners. A very nice collaboration, but also a very frequent collaboration. Almost every day we have messages, phone, we have a lot of video conferences between teachers. It was time demanding. It was hard sometimes, but at the end I was very happy. And we have a lot of activities because my co-founder, Imen Tak Tak, a Tunisian teacher, was very volcanic and has a lot of ideas. And so we carry on a lot of ideas. Another aspect that I want to underline is the collaboration with the community and the municipality. We prepare the exhibition. My students prepare posters, and we create an exhibition in the municipality hall with the collaboration of the mayor. And also it was important because we suggest the students to express their opinion referred to the environment. So we stimulate, we motivate students to be active citizens and to express their opinion and to take part in the solution of the problem related to the pollution. Here you can see some of the activities. We change plants, we have anti-pollution campaign, we created acoustics, we create videos about plastic pollution, air pollution, water pollution, so on. Of course, we celebrate the Safer eTwinner Day, the Safer Internet Day, sorry, the eTwinning Day. And we celebrate also Valentine's in another way because we express our love not for a boyfriend but for the earth. And we have a lot of other activities, but of course it will be too long to express. Another project is about Escher and about arts and geometry. I am interested in this project because this was the first national quality label that I received, so it is important for me. An aspect that I want to underline is that project involved students with different age, primary school and lower secondary school, and also students with special needs. And this project changed my opinion, my way of thinking about geometry. Sometimes the geometry may be a boring topic, but if you consider geometry as art, if you try to teach the geometry through arts and through games, it changes, it is less boring. Student loves to do drawings, to use coding and other apps. So it's a different way to teach. And I used this way even after the project. I continue to use this way, and students are really interested. So we can introduce some aspect of geometry using pictures, using paper folding, using coding, and so on. It is more interesting, more motivating for the student. And another project is Green Behavior Code. I made this project with the same partners of the Green. I'm in love with the Green Earth, and the topic, as you know, is always sustainability and environment. But we use especially Scratch to create a collaborative code. We divide our students in 9 teams, international teams, and each team has to create through Scratch a code, a green behavior code. At the end, every team presented the code, and the student vote for the best code. We also use Pixel. You know, GDPR doesn't allow us to use student photograph, but we use Pixel to create avatar for the student, for the classroom, and also for the teams. So we have these avatar pictures for our students, and this was nice because we give the student the possibility to create their avatar, to be creative, to try to have an avatar that looks like them. And it was an interesting way to use this app.
Can I ask a few questions before you go on?
Yes, stop me, please.
Yes. Before the list of questions gets too long, so I just have a few. First of all, I wanted to say I think it's great that you mentioned that you're not an English teacher, unlike Loredana, who joined us last week. The reason that I'm saying this is because a lot of our colleagues are not English teachers, and they're always a bit worried when it comes to eTwinning or even Erasmus projects. How will they participate in these projects if English is not their mother tongue? But I think it's not a problem, really, is it? As you've shown through all the projects that you've done, it's not a necessity for someone to be an English teacher. How would you say that you convince your colleagues to participate in projects if they have this worry?
Yes, I know there is this worry, and I know someone think about eTwinning that is only for English teacher or French teacher or Spanish teacher. I think if you are an English teacher, eTwinning is a way to teach English. Okay, if you are not an English teacher, as I am not, it is not important the aspect related to the English. I mean, it is not important if your English is not so correct. You understand me. I'm not fluent in English. I'm not able to speak very correctly in English. But if I am able to understand my partners, and if I am able to speak to my partner and to be understood by my partner, that is okay. It's not a problem if my English is very bad. It is important to be able to communicate.
Yes, that's it.
It's important even for the student. There are a lot of nice aspects in eTwinning. Students meet other students in other schools all over Europe, and they see that we are in the same situation. When there is a video conference, my student looks at the class and they say, "Oh, teacher, they have an interactive blackboard. Oh, but..."
Can you unmute your microphone? For some reason, you're muted.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
They saw other students. They saw they are the same. This is really important, because you are not able to teach that we are all similar, that schools are almost the same all over the world. Also, when you are involved with students with other culture, as it was with the Tunisian teacher and students, and my students say, "Oh, they are students for Tunisian, but they are just like us." Yes, of course, they are students like you. Yes, so it is important. So don't worry about the language. If you want to communicate, you are able to communicate in somewhere. In some way, you are able to communicate. It is not important if you make errors. Don't mind of this. It is worth to try and to go on. And it's important that students see that the topics are almost the same, that we use a similar way of teaching. They are not alone at school, and they learn a lot of things, just only participate in the project. For example, different culture, different time at school, different holidays, different habits. It is really important to learn in this way because they remember.
Long after the project is finished,
yes,
they have the memories of
last week
everything.
I met one of my students. He's old now, he's attending the university, and he say, "Hello, Prof, are you involved in a twinning project now?" I say, "This year not, but I have done a lot." Teacher, do you remember when we have the twinning project? Do you remember when we exchanged the mail? Do you remember when we exchanged the postcard? Teacher, yesterday evening, I bring that postcard and I read again. And it has been 10 years ago. So he doesn't remember maybe the Pythagoras theorem or other things, but he remember the postcard and the twinning project, and he read again the mail and the letter they exchange. So it is important. It is
I think it helps them even if they don't feel so comfortable with the language. They are learning how to speak publicly. It helps their self-confidence, as you mentioned.
I say to my student, you have to communicate in some way. You have to communicate. You can use also Google. It is not important. You have to communicate with your peers.
Okay, and also you mentioned quite a few times innovation and innovative practices. I think a lot of also colleagues say to me that and students as well, that they don't believe they are creative, and how can they get involved in projects if they don't consider themselves to be creative, or they say it's too much work, it's too hard. How do you convince your students that everyone is creative? Because that's always the battle I have. Everyone can express themselves in some kind of creative form.
Yes,
and I think eTwinning is very good for that.
And in eTwinning, we have a lot of activities, different activities. So maybe that almost one activity is okay for the students. I always work with the whole classroom. All the students make something for the twinning project. Maybe someone make a lot of work, someone else make less work, but it's not important. You can also divide the classroom in groups. You can ask to the smarter students to help the students that are less motivated to work in eTwinning. But I have no great problem to convince my students. Usually they work, and sometimes, as I said before, I ask them to work in small groups. Maybe one is better in English. Okay, you can help your schoolmates that is not able to express in English, but he want to do something. So please help him or her. And so they go. Sometimes they need to see that they are able to do something, because they don't think to be able. At the end, they are able. So the teacher have to help the student to realize and to express their qualities. I think it is one of the most important role of the teacher.
I think you're right. It's that concept of getting them to believe in themselves.
Yes.
I think many pupils do struggle with that. Alenka, is your hand up?
I wanted to ask a question. How big are your classes? How many students have you got in your classes?
Usually we have about 20 students, 20 or 22. I have also a class with 26 students, and they run a twinning project with also 2 students with special needs. But in some way they were involved, maybe with the logo, maybe with the part, the activities related to coding. Maybe during the video conference, you manage to have something that fits to students also with special needs.
Exactly. Your class is a team, so you divide the responsibilities and the tasks, and it's easier. It's a lot of things that they can learn about teamwork.
Yes.
Before you go back to the presentation, I just wanted to ask. What is a bad project? Because you said you did some bad projects before. What would you say looking back?
Oh, I can also talk about bad projects.
Yes. At the beginning, I just joined the project. I joined a lot of projects because I think the project were interesting, but I was not able to carry on all the activities. In another occasion, the partner gave up in the middle of the project, and one bad project was at the beginning. I was involved in a project with a Turkish partner. We do a lot of work from my point of view, but when I asked for the quality label, national quality label, they said no, because there is not enough collaboration between the teachers, and I feel so I feel so bad. I was so
disappointed.
Yes, because what's goes
all
wrong.
This work.
Yes, at the beginning, of course. And then for years I work in eTwinning. I made a project, but I didn't ask for the national quality label because I was worried. So I don't ask, so they cannot say me not, you are not.
Okay.
You're not receiving the quality label. Then
that's a shame. That's a shame, because I think there are not many really bad projects. I wouldn't say they were bad, because when we all learn from our mistakes. I think this is
we
it.
Learn the same. Of course, we learn. We always learn.
Yes.
We learn from our errors. We learn even if we don't close the project, even if we don't made all the activities that were scheduled by. We learn always, of course. But this was a way to
progress.
To progress.
Yes,
of course, it's a scientific way. We made hypotheses. Sometimes hypotheses are wrong, but we learn from that.
That's right. Let you get back to the presentation.
Yes. I'm also at the end. So wait a moment. Okay, and I was talking about Eratosthenes project. It is a project that is proposed every year. I joined this project, I think, 2 or 3 times. It is about math, history, geography, so it is a multidisciplinary approach. And it is important because students use real data. They measure the shadow of the gnomon, and it is a way to calculate the Earth's circumference, but it's also a way to introduce topics related to astronomy and the sun, the Earth. And another aspect is that in this project there are schools from all over the world, not only for the twinning countries, but also from South America, Brazil, for example, India, and so on. So we can connect with a larger range of schools. And then, you know, this one, Anita, we made together this project. STEM in cultural heritage, we try to discover the math and the science behind the UNESCO sites in our region, in Veneto and in Croatia. And it was interesting because it is a different way to introduce aspect related to the math and science, and is connected with the local situation, the local geography. The last is busy. Is about the bees. It has been a short, simple project. My partner was in Greece, and we exchanged seeds and honey. We appreciated the Greek honey, of course. An aspect that I was to underline in this project is that we collaborated with the municipality again. I think it is important, is an important aspect, and as I live in a small village, it is easier to connect with the local community, but it's also important because school is a sort of hub, a cultural hub. So it is important that ideas and activities goes out of the school and to have the possibility to involve the community. This is important for the community, but it's important also for the students, because in this way they become active citizens. They can express their voice, and so they can become in the future better citizens, I hope. So one of the activity was to celebrate a bee day. And from that time, every year we celebrate again a bee day, even if the project is finished, of course. And now I want just only to put down some apps that I use. Maybe you know already these apps. They are really useful. And before finish my presentation, I would like, if you want, to share with you a link to a Padlet, and if you like, you can add in this Padlet some apps or some activities that you like to share. So I can learn something from you. We can share something together, because sharing is the most important things in eTwinning. I like share. I hope to continue to share good ideas, to learn from each other. So if you like, I can put this link in the chat. Also the QR code. Just wait a moment. I'm going to do.
Thank you. It would be good just maybe to suggest that our colleagues can maybe share one activity where their students really collaborated and created some kind of product together with their project partners from other schools, because it seems to me that it can be quite challenging, you know, to create something together. And of course, digital tools can help us, but these ideas are always very, very useful.
While you are putting that link in the chat, I just wanted to say that I put the link in for Eratosthenes experiment, which is also one of my favorite experiments, and if not every year, then definitely every other year, I do the experiment with a new generation of students. And you don't have to be a science teacher. I often do this experiment with my colleague who is a geography teacher.
Yes, it is really important for geography. You can talk about seasons, about latitude, about a lot of things, not only mathematics. For example, my student doesn't know the mathematics, the real calculation that are behind the experiment, but they work in the real data. They they realize that the sun make different shadow during the year, and a lot of other opportunity. For example, the parallelism of the sun rays, the location of the experiment in Egypt, a lot of connection with other topics.
Yes, yes, definitely. So because the next experiment is coming up in a month,
yes,
in March. So people should, if they get a chance, perhaps register and connect with other schools. During Corona, I think that the competition came to a standstill, but there is a photo competition that is connected to the experiment, and the winners get to go for a week to Athens, to marathon in Greece, and I was there. Oh, it's almost 7 years ago now. So that is definitely a wonderful experience if you're lucky enough to be one of the winners. But as a mini project, as an experiment, it is a lot of fun. And as I said, this is one that I do with my students. There was a picture that you put on your presentation with the greeting to the sun from Zadar when we did that cultural heritage and STEM project together. So it's important, I think, to come out of the classroom, and if you have the opportunity to go outside with your students, to measure, to look at all the science that is around you in your environment and in the local community. So there are just so many different ways that you can incorporate projects in general, and eTwinning definitely into the curriculum,
yes,
as well.
No problem to incorporate in the curriculum. You have really no problem there. You can incorporate easily. It is important because there are real data. They try to find the math and the science in the real situation in their village, in their city, in their town. It's really important. It gives them a new perspective towards the subject. It is not the boring subject of the textbook with the exercise. It is something more interesting, more creative, and is important, I think, to connect this aspect.
I think when it becomes meaningful to them, then they see the reason for learning. As you said, it's not just in your textbook. It is something that they can connect to real life. And then I think the learning, when it has meaning and purpose, they remember the science behind it longer.
Of course, they are involved. They are more involved. If you just only to go out to measure the shadow, it was important. The student, can I go? I need to go today. Tomorrow I will do, because it is important for them to be active, to manage. And it's important you can talk about measurement, errors in measurement, a lot of things about math and science. You can do whatever you like with this experiment. We can celebrate the P-Day. We can do everything. And then we have the partners that suggest other activities. So we have a lot of opportunity in every project. So I think we can see what happens in our Padlet. I try to share.
Yeah, I also wanted to add that for English, it's like, you know, it's such an authentic context to use language in eTwinning projects. And
okay. Do you see the screen? Is okay?
No.
No. So I think I made something wrong.
You have to stop sharing the presentation, I think.
Yes. We can do stop this one.
Also, I think with the tools that you mentioned, those are kind of the main tools that I use as well in the projects. As much as I love technology and learning new tools, I think it's important that technology is used appropriately, in the sense that not just for the sake of learning a new tool or a new type of technology, but what is it that you're using the technology for? How can it help you achieve the results that you want? Yeah, okay. Yes. Okay, yes. Flipgrid, definitely.
See something in the Padlet. Thank you very much. Flipgrid, Wakelet, and mental health. Yes, of course. Google Lens, PictoChart for poster. Great.
Okay, thank you. Well, the link will be there in the chat if people want to maybe add something else, but it's an hour. An hour is up.
Yes,
so
yes.
We've come to the end. We've come to the end. I just wanted to thank you again for taking the time to spend with us and showing us that eTwinning really has no boundaries, no matter what subject you teach, whether English is your mother tongue or not. Collaboration and support but those are the most important aspects of eTwinning, and it's always a lifelong learning experience.
Yes,
so I don't know, maybe, oh, here we go. Alenka has put the form in for the evaluation for all our Croatian colleagues, but thank you once again for another great session.
It has been a good moment for me. It is nice to share enthusiasm, to share ideas with other eTwinner. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Mariapia.
Thank you, Mariapia. Well, one of the reasons we wanted to organize these webinars is also to show that you don't have to be an English teacher to take part in eTwinning. And we want to motivate our colleagues from Croatia also to take that step and to share their knowledge with our colleagues from abroad. So thanks a lot. Thanks.
Try. It's a challenge, but try, please. It's not so hard.
Well,
just to start.
Only when we leave our comfort zone, I think we can learn and achieve something.
Yes.
Yeah, it's important. It's important to be brave and take that first step, but and not give up hope with the new platform. So if people would like,
new platform is
a bit of a challenge.
Is really a challenge, but I hope they will fix some problems, and in the future we will have again a nice platform to use. Nevertheless, we will continue to collaborate, because when you start, you cannot stop. So, Anita,
thank you.
I hope we are going to have another project together or something about scientifics.
Of course. I look forward to it. Please join us on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and please join us next time.
Next time, yes, of course. Have a good night.
Thank you. Hvala svima još jednom i srdačan pozdrav od mene.
Da, hvala, and thank you, and grazie, obrigada. I don't know where from all other participants are, but thank you all, hvala svima. Nadam se da ste uspjeli ispuniti evaluaciju, hvala vam i na tome. And you can expect your certificates of attendance in a couple of days for our colleagues from abroad. And a svi vi iz Hrvatske, evo, dobit ćete već večeras svoje potvrde. I vidimo se, Anita, bilo je užitak s tobom raditi. Vidimo se.
I s tobom, pozdrav svima, vidimo se uskoro.
Pozdrav svima, hvala, thank you.